Hello, fellow music nuts. It's me, Cubby, and today I'm announcing and beginning my very large project. Now, as you know, I recently reviewed the 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die book. What you may not realise is I have actually done gone through every album in this book already, listened to them, that is, and I put them all on Instagram as I went. Little bit of a clause. I only listen to the ones I actually own on CD within the book. And I'm going to do it again for you guys, my fellow viewers. So I shall just briefly explain what I'm going to do. Because if you saw my review, you know that I like the book, I enjoy the book, but I also think it's a little bit flawed. And obviously, music is open to your own personal preferences. I'm well aware of that, and so I'm not pretentious or up my own arse enough to think that the book is wrong. I think it's got a very good selection. I'm here to... The purpose of this video is to show you what's in it, explain either why I think that album should be in it or why I think it should be something else. That's for the ones that I do have on CD, and for the ones I don't, I'm going to give a different album that I have chosen to show a bit more variety in the book, because I think the biggest flaw with the book, personally, is a lack of variety. There's a lot of stuff missing that I feel should be in it, but that's obviously my own personal opinion and doesn't necessarily make it right. So, I don't actually have the first album that's in the book, but I thought it would be a bit egotistic to start with an album that I have selected. So for the first video, I'm going to do the first album that I do have that's in the book, which is actually only the second album anyway. And then the next time around, I shall do my first selection. So the first album that is in the book that I own on CD is Elvis Presley's debut album, Elvis Presley. This is a right jaunty rock and roll / country album. It's actually only 28 minutes long, and I have to say it should definitely be in the book, because regardless of whether you like the music or not, the influence is undeniable. It's literally changed the course of music history in the space of like a week, overnight practically. And although, having said that, arguably the singles may have actually done more because of the way record companies worked back then, but the actual album itself, personally, I actually really like it. By today's standards, the production is a little bit, raw and iffy, but I quite like that kind of... I prefer this kind of production to modern, like, walls of sound that are just compressed noise. So I very much like this album anyway, but even if I didn't, I would argue that it should definitely be in here because of how important it is. You have songs such as Blue Suede Shoes. Another thing I should mention is not one of these songs is actually written by Elvis Presley, as far as I know. They're all covers or written by somebody for him, or stuff like that. But his performances are what made it, really. His vocals are very different. They're very good. He was a really good singer, and a pretty good guitar player too, from what I heard on this album. The songs are pretty basic. They just have guitar, bass, drums, a little bit of piano, sometimes two guitars. But there's not much in terms of production, really. It's basically just recorded, stuck on the album, and that's it. Because he used to take 28 takes of one song, and they choose the best or snip it up a bit and stick, because that's how they did it back then. But yeah, it's a great album. It's a great album. Definitely should be in the 1001 Albums Before You Die book. And I've heard it, so I'm happy. Put that there. So, thank you for watching. I have been Cubby, and this is the start of my major music project and challenge. I hope you will join me for the journey and will enjoy both the book selections and my personal selections as well, and my explanations for everything. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Please like and subscribe.